And we're back to Death Mark with all the talking, all the really bad voice acting, and me being a little tired because I worked out today. Oh, my neck won't crack. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, man. Alright. We're going to sleep and starting the new day. Are you retiring to bed? I am. I must rest. Good night. Get my phone off there. Got people always trying to flirt with me. I'm tired. It's been 3 days since Shimio's defeat. Mashita and Sho have left, leaving only Christy and I at the mansion. We've not had any new mark bearers arrive, nor any new information of any spirits. Death's footsteps keep drawing closer. Good work, Lady Christy and Lord Cade. Did you obtain any clues? No, nothing, really. I'd hoped, but... I see. Lady Seiya's study seemed optimal to contain something of interest. Christy and I just finished investigating Seiya Kujo's study. It had been full of mountains of specialized books and piles of reports. It was a daunting task, but we did our best to search through them regardless. Except it was all futile. Everything was about healing the spirit, nothing mentioned the mark at all. Hey, Mr. Cade. I'm gonna forget her voice. Don't you think it's useless to keep searching the mansion? You have any other ideas, then? Well, remember what I said about H Shrine? Right, of course you would. I was thinking, maybe the shrine is connected to all the spirit stuff. That's what Shimio's note said, right? Everything happening in the forest is the divine wrath of H Shrine. Then you think the mark and the spirit activity are because of the divine wrath? It's definitely a possibility. Disasters happen in many ghost stories and myths because of the wrath of the god. Isn't there value in looking into it? Maybe. Exactly what I'd expect from you, always so quick on the uptake. Christy is brimming with confidence. She seems in a much better mood than she was 3 days ago. She's a famous reporter after all, so maybe this is what she really likes. So, Mary, I'd like to go see the H Shrine. You don't mind, do you? It is true, many unpleasant rumors surround that forest. If the cause is H Shrine, there may be some clues there. But even if there are, if it's spiritual, then how the normal humans like us supposed to find it? How are normal humans like us supposed to find it? Christy and I don't have spiritual powers. In that case, could you bring me along with you to H Shrine? I should be able to sense the presence of anything spiritual. I can act as a guide as well. You know that shrine? Yes, in truth it enshrines the guardian deity of the Kujo family. Over the generation, the heads have taken care of the shrine. However, that came to an end after the recent war resolved. As one who serves the Kujos, I am concerned about its present state. Then bringing you along would mean I have to carry you, don't I? As it is impossible for me to walk, I would agree with such assessment. I am sorry to inconvenience you. An overgrown forest in the dead of night. I'm not looking forward to having to carry Mary all the way to the shrine. You look worn out, and we haven't left. That's not a small price to pay. Oh, it's a small price to pay if you can get any hints about the spirits. That's true. I think Mary's eager about this too. I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. Okay, let's go back to the forest. Before we leave, we put Mary in the back seat. Thank God she's not as heavy as she looks. I should be able to carry her just fine. By the way, Mr. Cade, have you read the files over there? She points to the right side of the room and shelves packed with files. Not yet. I've searched most of the mansion, but I haven't checked the garage. Oh, really? Christy grabs a file and flips through the pages. It looks like articles on various crimes. The clippings cover every incident in H City and the surrounding areas. Was Miss Cujo looking into criminal activity? Any of it look related to the mark? No, not as far as I can tell. These are all extremely old. The most recent is dated 5 years ago. She puts the file back. All right, should we head out soon? Yes. Stop delaying me with your chit-chat. I park outside the entrance to the forest and gather Mary into my arms. We make our way to the familiar arch. There's still a long way to go. A middle-aged man carrying a doll. You're practically a ghost story yourself if someone sees you here. I am very sorry to cause you such trouble. Mary stares up at me as I hold her. Her skin and hair glint bewitchingly when the light from the flashlight catches them. I have not been outside in a long time, and to go hiking in the arms of such a fine gentleman. This is a very precious experience. She sounds as dispassionate as ever, but is she actually having fun? Still, it is just as rumors say. This forest is filled with the curses and resentment of the dead. Simply their presence is enough to drive the living mad. The land is tainted. I can see why it has given birth to monstrous spirits. I bet if you track down the cause of it, it'll be the divine wrath. Let's hurry to the shrine. We reach the old Torii gate with no trouble. We stand and watch for a while, but nothing comes out of the beehives. They seem to be sleeping. It is most likely because Shimio is now gone. H shrine is up those stone steps. At Mary's direction, we walk toward the gate. A small black shadow flits across our feet. It's that rabbit again. So this is the rabbit you told me about, Lord Cade. You are correct, it is very cute. The rabbit stares up at the two of us, then disappears toward the shrine. What in the world was that about? What do you think, Mary? I felt a strange presence. It appears to be possessed by some kind of soul. So it's a spirit too? Indeed. Though it does not appear strong enough to give marks to humans. We know nothing of its true nature, so please proceed with caution. We follow the rabbit under the Torii gate and up the stone steps. At the top, we find the wilderness creeping in. There doesn't seem to be anything here but an old altar. Is this H shrine? Sadly, it has fallen into despair. The war was over 50 years ago. I suppose this was to be expected. That black rabbit is gone. Deserted shrines give me the creeps. Let's hurry up and get to searching so we don't stay here long. There's a sacred Shiminawa rope on a ragged boulder. I wonder if the boulder is Iwakura. What's that? According to the ancient Shinto tradition, it's a sacred rock that the god descended on. It's not uncommon for the rock itself to become an object of devotion. Headless Buddha statues are buried in the ground. Creepy. I wonder what happened here. It's a wooden shrine altar. A clouded old mirror serves as the Go Shintai. Looks like it's true that no one has taken care of this place for a long time. I peek inside the altar just in case, but all I find is a thick layer of dust. The Go Shintai's outside, and the altar's empty. That's concerning. I don't think there's any more we can search. The Buddha statues concern me. Why are all the ones within the shrine missing their heads? Shinto and Buddhism were ordered to stay separated during the Meiji period. Before then, many shrines were dedicated to both. H shrine was much the same, but in the Meiji period, there was a push to make Shinto the main religion. The faiths were forced apart. Extremists stole the Buddha statues from the shrines and desecrated them. Oh, the famous anti-Buddhist movement. So this is... That's not... The famous Buddhist movement. So this is where that happened? No, it was done in a public space as they wanted to make a show of it. The broken statues were carried here to serve as a memorial for worship. The Cujo family head was said to be aggrieved, so he moved them in secret. It seems that all the broken statues from around H City were buried here. Strange. You said they were worshipped, but this place is pretty much ruined. You have a keen eye, Lord Cade. The shrine was subsequently dug up, and the statues were stolen. So they came all the way into this huge forest just to carry off broken statues? Who would do something like that? That I do not know. I merely heard they were stolen 50 years ago, around the time of the war. So the statues were broken, thrown away, and then dug up? They say the Buddha was a hell of patience, but even he'd get angry. Could that anger have turned to divine wrath and given birth to the mark and the spirits? Mary, have you been able to feel the presence of any spirits or whatever? About that. This land is much more foreboding than I had imagined. The anonymity of the forest swallows all else. It is hard to sense beneath it. So too much background noise, right? Yes, although I do sense the same presence as Lady Christie's mark, however faint. I am sure the spirits that gave her the mark is somewhere in the forest. So after all that, we were only able to reconfirm something we already knew. Forgive me, I was unable to. You don't have to apologize, Mary. We learned plenty of value here. What do you mean? I'll tell you on the way back. First, let's get the hell out of here. This place gives me the creeps. Maybe it's the ill will Mary sensed. We leave H Shrine walking down the Beast Trail toward the forest entrance. Maybe it's because of that strange tale, but for some reason I feel like someone is watching us from the darkness of the trees. We begin driving back to the mansion. As we break out of the dense forest, I can see building lights pop up here and there. Well, that was a complete waste of time. My anxiety lifted, I don't even bother to filter the words that slip out of my mouth. Oh, I don't think that's true. It's all coming together for me. Without further prodding, Christie starts in on her theory, passion evident in her voice. I believe Shimio was right. H Shrine is definitely what's causing all the strange stuff in the forest. I'm sure it's those stolen statues. Don't you agree? I wonder. It feels like we just don't have enough info at this point to say one way or the other. But there's no denying a lot of strange things are going on in that forest. Between all the suicides and Shimio wandering around. It couldn't just be coincidence, could it? If we research the shrine, we might learn more about the mark. I feel that's a lot safer than risking our lives looking for the spirit. Don't you think? You might be right. My replies are half-hearted, which isn't what Christie was hoping for, so she falls silent. An awkward, uncomfortable silence settles. Lord Cade, please stop the car. Mary speaks for the first time since we entered the car. What is it? I sense a presence similar to Lady Christie's mark close by. More voices. Here we go. I follow Mary's request. I park in a vacant rest stop on the outskirts of H City. Everybody's just gonna start singing. Christy and I step out of the car. My mark is suddenly scalding. Is something nearby? Look, someone's over there. A small girl steps out of the telephone box. Why is a kid outside at a time like this? God, I'm running out of voices. Or I'm just too embarrassed to try to make them up. Thank you for bringing me out here this late at night, Ada. I gotta talk with Hanayome. Oh yeah, glad to hear it. He's gonna be dopey. He's gotta be dopey. He's gotta be dopey. A rather round young man appears, stepping out of the shadow. You got your question answered, Suzu? Yeah, it's okay now. Hanayome sure is amazing, though. She knows where everything is. You got that right. She helped me find my limited edition Love and Hero phone strap I dropped. What's Love and Hero? What, you don't know? They're a popular idol group here. They've been all over TV lately. I'm surprised you haven't heard. TV's restricted at my home. Mom says it rots your brain. Oh, Eta, is the bus coming soon? Oh, the last bus is on its way. We better go. We'll be in big trouble if your mom finds out we went out. Yeah. We watched from a distance for a while, but it's hard to determine their relationship. The pain from my scar is suddenly gone. Hey, Christy. What do you think? I turn, but Christy isn't there. Hey, you there. Just how do you know that, girl? Depending on your answer, I'll report you for child abduction. Well, there goes Christy, hounding the poor guy. Just calm down. I try to placate her, but she won't budge. The man stumbles over his words. He looks flustered and overwhelmed. Hey, lady! Don't be mean to Aita! The girl rushes to stand defensively in front of him and glares at us. She seems a lot more level-headed than the flustered guy behind her. I asked him to help me, okay? I wanted to talk to Hanayome, so I had him come with me. Who's this Hanayome you keep mentioning? A ghost who finds things. People say you can talk to her from the telephone box. A ghost, huh? She looks at me. We're both thinking the same thing. Earlier the mark was hurting, so maybe. You guys look serious. What's going on? Can't do male voices. He nervously glances between us. Does this scar look familiar at all? I showed them the mark on my right arm. Hey, hold on, what's this? That looks exactly like mine. He pulls off one of his gloves and reveals the mark on his hand. Hey, Howard. I am okay. How are you? It's a cursed scar, yeah? I saw one in the article of Arts Monthly. They say it causes amnesia, even kills you, but that's nonsense. It's not true, right? Right? Sounds like he'd heard the rumors, but chose not to do anything about it. That's no surprise, really. It's tough to believe it's real until your memory loss starts becoming noticeable. I've got one of those, too. It showed up on my left wrist when I made that phone call earlier. Pulling up her sleeve, she shows us the mark. They both have the mark, and after calling Hanayome. That's more than a coincidence. Well, we can't just leave them here. Let's bring them to the mansion. We tell them what's going on and ask them to go to Kujo Mansion with us. It surprisingly doesn't take much to get them to come. I thought it'd take more convincing. Could partially be because they missed the last bus while talking with us. Before they climb in, I warn Mary to stay quiet until we get back. Might be a bad idea to freak them out. I'm gonna have a strawberry. My nose is itchy. I get nervous too. I have a nervous nose itch twitch thing. Like, when I get nervous, my nose itches, so doing stupid voices, I get nervous. And I think that's what causes my nose itch. Part of it's the fan, though. Part of it's definitely the fan when I have it blowing on me. It's not right now, so right now I have no excuse for this one. This one is just me being nervous, and it's like on the center of my nose, which is where it tends to be. First, we introduce ourselves. The man's name is Aita Nakamatsu. The girl is Suzu Morimiya. They tell us that they met through the reader's column in Oops Marts Monthly. Suzu mentioned she was interested in Hanayome, and Aita told her what he knew. When she pestered him into bringing her to the rumored telephone box, they were out this late because of her. Her parents sound pretty strict. Her mother keeps a close eye on her after school, and she needs permission to go out. So she snuck out of the house after her mother went to bed. Hanayome is just as famous at my school as Hanahiko is. Hey, Aita, please tell them about those rumors. Do I have to? Okay, fine. Aita reluctantly tells us at Suzu's request. Story time! They're just rumors I read, but... Go back to my reading voice. Chapter 3, Hanayome. Hey, remember that one story? You know, the one about the public phone box in H City? There's a ghost that looks like a bride, and she'll find what you're looking for. One of my many friends actually tried it. He went to a specific phone box that lets you talk with ghosts. The phone suddenly started ringing. He slowly picked up the phone, but all he could hear was this weird smacking noise. He stayed on the line until... Did you see it? He heard a woman's whisper, so he did what the rumor said to do and said, "No, I haven't seen it." Then she said, "What do you want to see?" His cat had gone missing, so he asked where it was. When he looked where the woman said it really was there. So the rumors are totally true. I want to go ask her where my future bride is now. Oh, want to come with me? Hi. There. I carry Mary from the car and gently place her back on the sofa. Thank you very much. Being in your arms is not bad, but I am most calm when I am here. The doll really talked. I can't say I expected that. Then does that mean all the stuff about the mark is true too? On the way over, we updated Suzu and Aito with just about all they needed to know. They may not completely believe us, but they're not rejecting it outright either. It seems that Aita in particular has already experienced some memory loss. Something about forgetting the names of the anime characters or voice actors. Christy looked at him strange, but he appears to be taking it quite seriously. And Suzu snuck out of her house because she believed the rumors about Hanayome. They both believed in the occult already. I'm pretty sure they'll help us find a way to escape the mark. Granted, they're also really curious about Hanayome. Pardon me, but may I speak? The marks on Suzu and Aita, they are likely from Hanayome. And Lady Christie, the feeling I sense from your mark is the same as theirs. So we can assume Hanayome also gave you the mark to you. Do you recall encountering her? Something weird did happen. Right before I entered the forest, I stepped into the phone box on T Mountain. The phone rang out of nowhere. Oh, it might be because of that. The telephone box at the rest area is also in the rumor of Hanayome. But I didn't pick it up. It creeped me out, so I left. I was never able to give that person one final call because of that. Who are you talking about? It's not for children to know. Fine. So there are other phone boxes like that. I think there are 3 that Hanayome will call from. The one we went to in A Highway parking lot is one. And one in T Mountain Rest Area, that's the one Miss Christie went to. And, Aita, where's the last one? At the Park by T Mountain complex. It's the only one inside the city. But why just those 3 locations? Don't know, the BBS I read didn't say. Mister, do you really think Hanayome is the one who gave us the marks? But the rumors about Hanayome go back 5 years, and no one's ever mentioned that if you call her, you'll get a mark. Suzu's right. Rumors about this mark thing only popped up super recently. So you're saying Hanayome hasn't always been giving out the mark? If that's true, I wonder what triggered the change. Of course, I can't really say, seeing as I don't know anything about spirits. A ghost helping people find what they're looking for, that's pretty strange. Definitely the definition of ghost story. Hey, Mr. Cade, if those rumors are true, why don't we just try asking where the stolen statues are? If we return them to their places, it might just save our lives. Search for the Buddha statues. If Christie's right, we might be able to escape the mark without fighting a spirit. Mary, what do you think? A good question. Objects with human forms are easily able to gain inexplicable powers. Bleeding stone statues, cursed dolls, there are many examples. Historical statues of gods and Buddhas would certainly be no exception. Asking Hanayome about them would be a good idea. So says the doll before our eyes that has inexplicable power to talk. Maybe it wouldn't be strange that Buddha statues could bring down divine wrath. Lord Cade, may I add? As I explained previously, your mark is... it is different from the others. Vanquishing spirits seems to be weakening your mark's power. It's been several days since she told me that I was going to die. Taking care of the spirits we encountered is likely how I'm still among the living. What are you trying to say? I cannot say what the relationship between your mark and Hanayome is, but it is true. But it is true, it is in your best interest to track down spirits. I hope you will guide these mark bearers even this evening as well. I had no clue what to do for him. I just like, dopey, here we go. I can't really picture Christy and Aita facing off against a spirit by themselves. If they failed, then a child would suffer the deadly consequences. That would weigh heavily on me. No turning back, I'll figure something out. Thank you. Mary bows her head slightly. Now, you should begin your investigation. Now you should begin investigating Hanayome. Why does she only call from 3 public phones within H City? Her secret may lie in the answer. You visited the parking lot already. Please investigate T Mountain and the Park by T apartment complex. When I'm saying Japanese words easier than I'm saying English words, there's a problem. But I did take 3 years of Japanese. But even I get tricked. Alright, who do I want as my partner? We'll start with you. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. There's no one here. I guess everyone's already asleep. They said this was the phone booth from Hanayome's rumors, right? Would a spirit really appear in the middle of a city like this? Rumors say the phone is supposed to ring if you wait by it for a while. I'm guessing waiting outside doesn't count. Probably not. It only rang after I'd stepped in. But the booth is too small for 2 people. Either I or Christy will have to go in. You aren't thinking I'll do it, are you? Dangerous jobs are best left to men. I guess I'll just have to go in then. yeah, leave it to me. It's cramped inside, almost impossible to move around at all. I'd be a sitting duck if a spirit attacked me while I'm in here. The clouded glass makes it hard to see the outside. That just makes me more nervous. I wonder how long I have to wait until the phone rings. To pass time, I glance around at the inside of the booth. There's a poster attached to the window. Young woman kidnapped. A young local woman was kidnapped close to this location. If you were a witness to this crime, please notify the police. MPD. This is dated 5 years ago. Looks like something terrible happened here. The phone begins to ring. I hesitantly reach out and pick it up. The only sound I hear is the dial tone. No one is speaking. What's going on? Suddenly, there's a strange noise. Crunching, smacking, like the sound of saliva as someone chews. Did you see it? Tucked in the smacking is a woman's voice. The voice is creepy, cold, and chills me down to the bone. Is this Hanayome? Did you see it? She asks a second time. The rumors mentioned I should say, I haven't seen it. Very seriously, I say, I haven't seen it. What do you want to see? It's going exactly as rumors said. Hanayome is supposed to tell you the location of whatever you're looking for. Christy told me to ask about the Buddha statues that were stolen from H Shrine. I'll give it a try. Buddha statues. Lord Buddha. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? Tell me, you want a new Buddha? Why are you doing that? Tell me. Well, tell me. Tell me, tell me. Tell me? Tell me, tell me, tell me. You're not gonna. Tell me. I'm gonna leave that one to her. The line goes dead. The woman's scream is still ringing in my ears. I feel sick. It must be because of the brush with that blood-curdling insanity. Why didn't she answer my question? What was different from when the others asked? The mark on my arm burns dully, like it's reminding me it exists. Maybe this is why she was acting strangely. And she did say something to the effect that Buddha gave me this mark. Was she just too insane to differentiate between Buddha and a monstrous spirit? Or is this mark really the work of a divine wrath from the Buddha statues? I wait a while longer, but the phone doesn't ring again. There's no point in staying in here. As soon as I leave the booth, Christy comes up to me. You don't look well. What happened? I tell Christy about my conversation with Hanayome. What? That's not the rumors. Christy's brow furrows in confusion. Should we go check out the other phone box for now? Maybe there's a clue there. We can also see if you can ask again. There's no time to get lost in thought. The last phone booth is at T Mountain Rest Area, in the other direction. We'll head there after stopping at the mansion. It's probably wise to ask Mary what she knows since it's on the way.